everyone. This is Holly Cabuto, Resident Lifestyle Facilitator at Westminster St. Augustine, and I am here with Mr. and Mrs. LeBeau. In March, we celebrated creativity, and as we're wrapping up this month, we have the privilege of talking with this very, very creative couple. They are lifelong members of the St. Augustine Art Association and began their work and their participation with that group in the 80s. That's not all they've done. If you come to their house and walk through here, it is unbelievable. You feel like you're walking into an art museum. Mr. and Mrs. LeBeau, can you share with us a little bit about your passion and dedication to the arts?
Thank you, my dear. It's nice and very complimentary that you came and wanted to do this. We're both interested in art, Al photography, and I do the brush and paint and pencils and so forth. It's kind of been a lifelong interest, actually. We've always had friends who are artistic. I've taken a lot of art courses. I've studied with a lot of well-known, memorable artists in our area, St. Augustine, in Connecticut. And I've got a library to prove it because I bought all their books. And, you know, we just, it hasn't been really a paying profession. It's been more of a hobby, but we've sold things too, so. It's continuing up here at Westminster, and I think that's great because we have an artist colony up here, and it's fun to meet people now that things are letting up a little bit and we can get out and do that. We'd like to share more with other people and keep painting ourselves, drawing, painting, doing whatever we do, all art forms. So that's kind of the background, and we're going to continue on the merry path.
Well, that's great. I think Joan became interested in art at a very, very young age. We met at the University of Iowa a few years ago, and she was involved in art.
A few hundred years ago.
Who's counting? But then we had our first trip down here to St. Augustine in the early 80s, and Joan was very interested in visiting the St. Augustine Art Association, which was a very small, I should say, struggling operation at that point in time, but we were met by Kay Burton, who's the most delightful lady, and she gave us the royal welcome. And
that sold us on St. Augustine and the Art Association. She was, I thought I died and gone to heaven at that point because she opened the door to the Art Association and said, "Welcome, come in and see our beautiful surroundings." And I thought, oh my goodness, I mean, usually you go in and the person at the desk says hi. Well, answer any questions, you know, you have. Anyway, as Al said, she was really super. So that was a big influence in us.
so we became involved in exhibiting and visiting and so forth. But I think the big change occurred around the latter part of 1980 when the city of St. Augustine decided that they would no longer hold the art and craft show down in the plaza. It churned up all the grass, they had to replace it and so forth. And so the decision was made by the board to move it away, and then they had to figure out, well, who's going to run it? So Len Weeks, who was a former mayor and a former president of the Art Association, approached the Art Association board, and they said, sure, we'll do it. But then the question was, how do we go about doing it? Because the man that ran that festival for so many years just closed up his doors and locked up his files, and we received nothing at all. And the challenge was, how do we get a festival going? And the board asked me if I would head up a team of folks to get it organized and going, and had a wonderful group of people to work with. So in 3 months, we had an art and craft festival with 113 exhibitors. And that started it, and then I kept heading that up for about 3 years, and then by that time it was well established, a lot of great people and everything. But then Joan and my interest turned to fundraising, because we knew that the Art Association was chugging along, if you will. And so we had some ideas for fundraisers, and one of my hobbies for years, ever since I was in high school, was photography. And I had the idea of putting together a show of photography for the Art Association, and we had the first one, which was called Toujours Française, and we had traveled around Europe quite a bit, took the slides, put a show together, but no speaking, just music and wonderful photographs, and it was a big hit. And then the idea was, well, we should really show that again, which we did. And then a few years later, I produced another one about Scandinavia, traveling all around Scandinavia. So Joan had her team together, and as a matter of fact, Valerie O'Brien, who's a resident up here at Westminster, was one of the key people helping Joan. And so that's just evolved over the years, and through that we've met many wonderful artists. We mentioned Clyde Brady earlier, and many others that are associated with the Art Association, but also up here at Westminster. So we've had a delightful group of hobbies, if you will. My business had nothing to do with art, although I must admit there was candy involved and soft drinks, which was fun. But we're delighted that Holly is heading up these wonderful programs up here, and it's a thrill to be here at Westminster. We're blessed to be with great people and wonderful surroundings. So thank you again for sharing this. And Joan, do you have some more comments?
Bon appetit!
Très bon!
Thank you so much for sharing your passion with the arts with us, and I am just so amazed by the art in your home. If you get a chance to stop by and visit the LeBeau's home or speak with them about their art, you really feel like you're walking into an art museum here. Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.
Okay.
Thanks
thank you,
again.
dear.